Today, we're going to talk about a hair tool that's kind of fascinating. It's like a true Jekyll and Hyde situation. We're talking about a styler that people say gives these incredible top-tier results, but it comes with this huge warning label about how it's built. So let's get into the very interesting story of the InStyler Pro.
Okay, let's start with a feeling I think a lot of us know. You spend all this time straightening your hair with a flat iron, and yeah, it's straight, but it's also just limp, lifeless, smashed flat against your head. All that beautiful natural volume you had, poof, gone. It's a super common frustration. But what if you could have both? What if a tool could give you that super sleek, smooth look without killing all the volume? Well, that's exactly the promise of the InStyler Pro, according to a really deep dive review from HairBrushy.com. This thing was basically invented to solve that exact problem. To really get why the InStyler is different, you gotta understand what's wrong with old school flat irons. See, a standard straightener works by literally clamping your hair between two scorching hot plates. That intense pressure, that's what makes the hair straight, but it's also what squeezes all the life and all the body right out of it. So, how does the InStyler get around this? Well, its design is really clever. It's a hybrid. On one side, you have a ceramic plate, right? That gives you the smooth, even heat. But then it's combined with these rows of styling bristles, kind of like a hot brush. So as you pull it through your hair, those bristles create tension and give you lift right at the root. It stops that smashed flat thing from ever happening. All right, so that's the theory. Sounds pretty good, right? But does it actually work? Well, let's get to the good news first, the performance. The team at HairBrushy put this thing through some serious testing, and honestly, the results were kind of mind-blowing. Just look at these scores. A perfect 10 out of 10 for ease of use. That almost never happens. And a 9.5 for frizz control. I mean, for anybody who lives somewhere with humidity, that's a total game changer. It also pulls a 9 for smoothness and an 8.5 for volume, which proves it really does what it says it's going to do. But, numbers are one thing. What does it actually feel like to use it? Well, one of the testers, Stacy B., she just summed it up perfectly. She said the result was, and I quote, like a round brush blowout. I mean, come on. That's the holy grail for so many people. That fresh from the salon look, but you did it yourself with one tool. So you might be asking, okay, is this for me? The review gets really specific here. This thing is apparently a lifesaver for anyone with thick, frizzy, or just plain hard-to-manage hair. If your hair goes totally limp after you straighten it, or if you love a good blowout but you hate juggling a brush and a dryer, this is for you. So let's recap. A perfect 10 for ease of use, incredible frizz control, salon quality results. I mean, it sounds like the perfect hair tool. So you have to be thinking, okay, what's the catch? What's the problem here? And yeah, there is a catch, and it is a big one. So let's switch gears and talk about the bad news, the durability. Because while the InStyler Pro performs like a super high-end premium product, it is apparently not built like one. This quote from the reviewer, Ed Shears, it just says it all. He said it's built like a budget tool, and that one drop and we're guessing it's toast. Wow, that is not something you want to hear about the build quality of something you're spending your money on. And the review breaks down exactly why. Apparently, the locking latch feels super flimsy. The whole thing just feels like it's from the cheaper build side of things. It is definitely not made for, say, a professional stylist who's going to use it all day, every day. But there's one flaw that really rises above the rest. And here it is. This is the main event. The bristles break. The very things that make this tool work so well, the things that give you that lift and volume, are its biggest weakness. All that heating up and cooling down, plus the tension from pulling it through your hair, they just crack and snap, and eventually they fall off. So that brings us to the final verdict. How do you even judge this? On one side, you have this absolutely incredible top-of-the-line performance, and on the other, you have a fragile, kind of cheap build. It's a huge conflict. This chart really lays out the trade-off, right? On the left, you get the amazing frizz control, the volume, the smoothness. You can replace two tools with just this one. But the price you pay is on the right. Bristles that fall off, a fragile latch, and just this constant need to handle it like it's made of glass. It is the classic battle, performance versus longevity. So because of all this, the reviewers didn't just say buy it or don't buy it. Instead, they came up with a set of rules for owning one. First, you have to treat it gently. They call it VIP treatment. Second, you have to store it smartly. No jamming it in a messy drawer. And maybe most important, you have to manage your expectations. This is not a tool that is built to last for years and years. So here it is, their final conclusion. In spite of all those durability problems, they say it is absolutely worth buying. But, and this is a huge but, only with that major caveat. The recommendation is totally conditional. It depends on you being willing to treat this thing with kid gloves.
And that really leaves the final decision in your court. This isn't really about whether the tool is good or bad. The truth is, it's kind of both. The real question is a personal one. Is that incredible blowout level performance worth the hassle of having to be extra careful with it? That's something only you can answer.